Daly, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Kelvin Ferrara, Chief Medical Officer Acting, senior staff from the Ministry of Health, other officials from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Dominica, the media, pleasant good morning. I am pleased to offer brief welcome remarks as the Ministry of Health, and by extension the Government of Dominica, receives this very timely and significant donation of medical supplies from the Government of the People's Republic of China as we join in the battle against COVID-19. The Ministry of Health recognizes the significance of this contribution to our health services and the critical importance of such in ensuring that we manage this pandemic that is taking a toll on all the countries all over the world. The Ministry of Health and Wellness and New Health Investment will continue to do the best we possibly can in providing acceptable standards of care as a ministry and jointly through partnering and collaborating with other countries, organizations, groups, and individuals, as well as other ministries, to ensure eradication of COVID-19. I therefore extend a heartfelt welcome to everyone, and I assure you that together we began this battle, and together we are going to win. As we continue, I now invite His Excellency Lu Kun, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, to give brief remarks.
Thank you. Before the chairs, the Minister of Health.
Bring it across.
Yeah, bring it as
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, today we are very grateful that we have the recognize of the presence of the Minister of Health, Dr. Evan McIntyre, and also the Dr. Ken Starlow, my old longtime friend. Now is the Minister of the Foreign Affairs, and also we have the Minister of State in charge of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora, Mr. Register, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and also we have the chairs of the Ministry of Health. And the other guests, media, dear friends from the media. So today is really very, very important occasion for our embassy and my staff member from the Chinese embassy to attend such a very, very special ceremony to hand over the first batch of the Chinese medical supplies and equipment to Dominica from China to fight against the COVID-19 virus. As you know that from the end of last year, China also experienced such kind of the pandemic of the COVID-19 virus in China. And the Chinese government and the people make the full efforts to fight against such kind of virus. And I should say, this virus erupted very, very suddenly. And also its spreading is very, very fast. But under the leadership of the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party, such kind of virus was contained in China very, very soon, just less than 2 months. But also China made a very, very special contribution, and especially the many medical doctors and the nurses fight on the first front in China, especially in Wuhan city and different parts of China. And also Chinese doctors and the nurses also, we have about 60% died during this fight against the COVID virus. And today, the Chinese government is hold a ceremony to mourn and pay respect and condolences to the doctors and the nurses, and also who died during this epidemic in China. And this is all over China, we have such a kind of ceremony. Now, this virus is spreading all over the world. I should say, now the Europe and the United States is most severely affected by this kind of virus now. And also, it's also spreading near the Latin American and the Caribbean countries, even including Dominica. Today, I should also express my deep thanks on behalf of the Chinese government and our embassy to express my deep gratitude and thanks to Dominica government, Prime Minister Dr. Scarlett and the Labour Party for your full support during the fight against the COVID-19 when China was suffered. And Prime Minister Dr. Scarlett speaking in the parliament and said Dominica will stand together with China to fight against COVID-19. And also, Prime Minister had the 4 cabinet members to the Chinese embassy to show its solidarity with the Chinese people. So all this, the Chinese government and our embassy still remembered very, very clearly. Such kind of special relations between China and the Dominica is forged at the difficult times. We have said that a friend in need is a friend indeed. So this is to show the bilateral support, bilateral strong relations between China and the Dominica. So now today, Dominica also confront such kind of epidemic of the COVID-19 this virus. The Chinese government and the Chinese people also feel the same feeling with the Dominican people. And the Chinese government and the Chinese people would also like to do our utmost to help Dominican people to fight against this virus. So, as now all over the world, because many, many countries, especially United States, European countries, African countries, and some countries in the Middle East, they also confronting many, many difficulties in the short supply of the medical equipment and the medical services, materials. And now Chinese government also provided assistance to many countries now, especially some European countries. For instance, Italy, Spain, Serbia, Iran, and so on. These countries suffered very most. And I think the death toll of these countries is thousands. In most Italy, Spain, and France, Britain, and these countries. So at such difficult times, the Chinese government and our embassy still make our most efforts to help Dominica with some different resources, especially medical supplies. So yesterday is the first batch of the medical materials and equipment arriving in Dominica. These are mainly the masks, 30,000 masks, and also the acid test kits, mainly these two medical supplies. These materials and supplies especially donated by the Alibaba Foundation of China. This is a very, very big company in China. And this company also supply many, many materials to many countries at this difficult moment. And after a few days in the following, we have more materials from China, medical supplies, and also the second batch, I think our embassy also use our budget, the embassy budget, to buy the ventilators in China to Dominica. I think, I suppose about 15 ventilators. This is our embassy spend a lot of money to buy in China, because from the government material, we don't have the ventilators from the government. But concerning the situation here, our embassy made a special arrangement to buy ventilators for Dominica. And the shipping is most important issue. It's very, very difficult. And the third batch is from the Chinese government materials. And we have the protective clothing. This is from the government. And eyeglasses, protecting eyeglasses. And also the boots cover. And also we have the head thermometer. And these are from the government materials, and I think they are on the ways. The most difficult thing is that because Dominica is very, very far away from China, and nowadays, many flights suspended. The flights are very limited in the air these days, and the shipping is most difficult issue. So, but we try our best. Such a long way from China to Dominica, we have to make the arrangement, special arrangement for the shipping of these medical supplies and medical equipment to Dominica. I hope through the joint efforts and by the local government and also the Ministry of Health of Dominica, and I think the virus, the COVID-19 virus will be contained in Dominica, will be very, very soon. And on behalf of the Chinese Embassy, wish you all the best, and I think we'll wish you success in the fight against this virus. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. We now call on the Honorable Minister for Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dr. Dominica, to address us.
Okay, pleasant good morning to everyone. Honorable Kenneth Daru, Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Business and Diaspora Relations. Your Excellency Lukun, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Dominica. Mrs. Letitia Lestrade-White, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment. Ms. Barbara Daly, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Dr. Kevin Ferreira, Chief Medical Officer, Acting. Senior staff from the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Dominica and the media. Pleasant good morning to all. Today, it's a great day for us here, not only Ministry of Health, but the government and the people of Dominica. That is because a friend in need has really been a friend indeed. And this is what the People's Republic of China means to us here in Dominica. We appreciate the fact that fighting COVID-19, no one can do it alone, and it has to be done together. It has to be an international approach. And in this regard, this is where the People's Republic of China have come to our assistance. They have come to the forefront in providing not only the personnel that they've provided in terms of medical staff, and not only just our Dominica-China Friendship Hospital, but now in this crisis, it has even become even more necessary here that they're providing supplies to us. So today, when we are receiving 30,000 masks and 1,500 PCR test kits, it means a lot to us. This comes from the Alibaba Foundation in China through the Embassy of the People's Republic of China. And this is the first set of supplies that we're receiving. There are other supplies to come. That is, you heard earlier the ambassador mention the 15 ventilators, which would definitely improve our preparedness and our response to COVID-19. And these are in high demand internationally, and if the People's Republic of China can make such an effort to provide 15 ventilators for us, it really means a lot, and it really makes us feel more comfortable as regards our preparedness. Let alone the 15 ventilators which are coming soon, we also know that there are 50 non-contact infrared thermometers, which is going to help with our screening process. We also have 6,000 surgical masks, level 1, and we also have 4,000 surgical masks, level 2 and 3, and 20,000 examination gloves, and 30 boxes of nucleic acid detection kits. So today is the first batch of 30,000 masks and 1,500 PCR kits, the 15 ventilators to follow, and the other stuff that I mentioned to follow. So we have 3 batches of supplies coming from the People's Republic of China. For this, the government is very grateful, and we cannot express our gratitude more. And we really appreciate what the People's Republic of China government is doing as regards to our preparedness for COVID-19. It does mean a lot, considering the fact that there's a shortage of a lot of these supplies all over the world. And if special arrangements can be made for us to get these supplies, in spite of the fact that borders are closed and there's limited supply of these supplies, we are very, very grateful for those donations coming to us from the People's Republic of China. This means a lot also because we have to protect our frontline staff, and our frontline staff are the ones out there fighting the battle every day for us. So when we have such supplies coming in, it makes it even easier so that our frontline staff can be in a more comfortable situation as regards to their safety, so that they can be more productive in their fight. They're already doing so much. It's just the little that we can do to make sure that their circumstances and the conditions that they function under is safe, because we definitely realize the sacrifice that our frontline staff is making as regards to this thing here. Now, in terms of the continued support that we expect from the People's Republic of China, they have always been there on our forefront with us as we fight these different scenarios that we face, whether it was Hurricane Maria or whether it's COVID now, but they have always been there with us. And from the Ministry of Health and the government of Dominica, we are very, very grateful, Mr. Ambassador, to the assistance that you've been providing to us, and you've always been looking out for our well-being here in Dominica. This is what friendship is all about. This is what it shows, that we have to have an international approach when we handle such problems and such situations. No one country can do it alone. And then when we're in need, we come to y'all, and then y'all are always willing to assist in a very speedy manner, and we really appreciate that. So once again, from the Ministry of Health and the government of Dominica, we're eternally grateful to you all for such assistance that you're providing to us. And we really look forward to continued collaboration between your government and our government. And we are very, very thankful, and we're grateful, and we appreciate very much what you're doing for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We move on, and we will collaboratively, and we now invite the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Kevin Tyler, to
Thank you, PSL. Let me, of course, recognize my colleague and the Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, Minister for Health, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Edward Regis, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to the Commonwealth of Dominica, other staff of the Chinese Embassy here in Dominica, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Barbara Daly, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Chief Medical Officer Acting, other staff of the Ministry of Health, of course, media. Let me, like the others before me, Dr. McIntyre, thank the People's Republic of China for this timely intervention. and of course the show of solidarity. And I say, what a difference a few weeks make, because it was just a few short weeks ago that we, in Dominica, we were offering solidarity messages to the government and people of the People's Republic of China, where the COVID-19 virus back then seemed like it was light years away. And of course, back then we sent, as you mentioned, Mr. Ambassador, we sent a number of solidarity messages to the government and people of the People's Republic of China, especially those in the Hubei province and the city Wuhan. Little knowing that just a few short weeks later, that this plague would now be scourging, would now make its appearance here on our shores. And we want to thank you, and the People's Republic of China continues to demonstrate what a true friend you are to Dominica. And again, as the Minister of Health mentioned, this is what true friendship is all about, being there for each other in the times of need. From a local point of view, Dominica continues to demonstrate leadership as it pertains to the management of the COVID-19, and I think we need to give kudos to the Ministry of Health, the Minister for his leadership, and the other frontline workers, because when we look at the number of tests that we've done, it far exceeds a lot of our other sister islands and counterparts, and because we now have the ability to, we have had the ability to, or the capacity rather, to the testing locally. And these additional 1,500 PCR kits means that we are now going to exponentially increase our capacity to test and to testing, and I'm sure the Minister of Health, together with the ministry, staff, doctors, nurses, and the Dominican citizens by extension, they're going to sleep much better to consider, as we've done many times before. As long as this Labour Party administration remains in power, we will adhere to the One China policy. And over the years, as I said, we have grown to be very good friends, talk about the two countries. And we're hoping that we can continue to hold each other's hand as we continue to fight this plague. The world, as I said, when we met our Cuban counterparts at the airport, the world, I hope, is taking note as to which of the countries, who is there for them during this plague, as I said, the like of which we haven't seen maybe well over a century, dating back, I think, to the Spanish influenza back in exactly almost 100 years ago. And we're hoping, of course, that together that we can get through this. So once again, Mr. Ambassador, we look forward, of course, to the remaining supplies. These supplies, we know, is going to go a long way into protecting the soldiers in the trenches, that's doing the testing, taking care of the patient, especially the personal protective equipment. The additional 15 ventilators, I think, is very, very extremely good news. Of course, we're hoping, praying, keeping our fingers crossed that we don't reach a point where we're going to be needing them. But given the trend that this COVID-19 virus is taking, we cannot be over-prepared. And I think some countries are finding out the hard way. But before I end, it would really be remiss of me if I don't offer my colleague in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Edward Regis, to say a few words, because, to be fair, he was the one who, from day one, while I was caught up with other stuff, who had discussions with, while you were out, started the discussions, and of course was very enthusiastic, about getting all of this. So it would be remiss of me if I don't give him the opportunity to say a few words, and to, of course, I'm sure, offer his heartfelt thanks to them. Thank you.
So much you have to do these days to say a few words. But thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs. Let me also recognize Honorable Dr. Colin McIntyre, Minister for Health. Of course, Ambassador Lu Kan, the other officials from the Chinese Embassy, PS Health and PS Foreign Affairs, Chief Medical Officer Acting, members of the media, officials from the Ministry of Health. Let me just say how happy and proud I am today of our diplomatic relations, the diplomatic relations between Dominica and the People's Republic of China. Indeed, everybody has said, a friend in need is a friend indeed. And that is so true, and that is being demonstrated here today. That as friends, we are able to hold hands and to work together to help our people. I remember when Mr. Liao, came to me to offer that level of assistance. I was very excited for both our countries that we could have come together to work together for the good of both nations. And we worked very hard over the last 2 weeks or so. And at the beginning, I was skeptical as to how we were going to get this because all the flights had been shut down. But I must say to you, Ambassador, that your staff worked very well, Mr. Feng and Mr. Liao, to ensure that we got this. And when a few days ago they told me that, you know, the shipment was on its way, I was very surprised. So I must say that we have very good friends at the embassy, and that I am very confident that the rest of the shipments will arrive here very soon. And it will play a significant role in helping us in our preparedness for the management of COVID-19 here in Dominica. Let me also thank you, Ambassador, thank the government of the People's Republic of China through you for also playing your role in protecting our students, who were particularly those in Wuhan. I have 4 students from Grand Bay, my constituency, in Wuhan, and we kept in touch with them. Yes, 4 of them out of the 10. And your assistance to our students and your assistance to our ambassador in China went a very long way in making them comfortable. And although they had a lot of anxiety in the early days, they are now quite comfortable.
Are they okay in Wuhan now?
Yes, they are okay now. And I am very happy for that because I had many parents who were very, very anxious. And today, the parents have nothing to say except that their children are okay. And I am very, very happy for that. So it goes to show that our China friendship, and I like to refer to it as that, because we're sitting here in the Dominica-China Friendship Facility. I want to say our friendship has not only been on paper, but it is real. And we stand in solidarity with the People's Republic of China, and we look forward to many more friendship projects that will continue even after COVID-19 is over. And I'm very confident when I say that. We look forward to our airport and the continuation of this project, and so many more. And I want to reassure the people of Dominica that our government is on top of this situation, and our alliances with Cuba, with Venezuela, with China, has really helped us to be more prepared to face the various challenges that we might face in the future. So again, I want to thank you fervently and to say that we will remain very good friends through this and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, first of all, thank you, the Minister.
Mr. Ambassador, before we end, just one thought. I forgot to also congratulate the Chinese government, the great country of China, for combating getting this COVID-19 virus under control. I think right now everybody, most if not all the countries of the world, are now looking to tapping into the expertise in what they call the Chinese model as to how you got this under control. And of course, the hardware that we are receiving, okay, is very welcome. But we're also hoping sometime in the near future, probably through technology, teleconferencing, that we can also tap into your human resource as to assisting us in of course, God forbid that our numbers keep on increasing, that we'll be looking to you to also assist us in that regard. And I'm sure the Minister of Health is taking notes on that we'll look into you to assist us in that regard. Yeah.
And thank you very much,
Yeah.
the Honorable Minister of
Yeah.
Affairs, Mr. McIntyre, and the Honorable Minister Minister of Foreign Affairs, and also the Minister of State, Mr. Minister of the Foreign Affairs. And thank you very much for your kind words. It's really, China is regarded Dominica as the best friendship, best friend and the best partner in this region.
Thank you.
So we can show that the hospital, we can change the hospital into the China Dominica Friendly Hospital. And also we have to follow up the friendship for this hospital to supply some medical supplies for this hospital. This is the job of our embassy and also our duty. And I should say, furthermore, the Health Commission of Guangdong Province of China, they also promised to provide more test kits from Guangdong Province. Guangdong Province, we have 4 doctors, Chinese doctors here. And the Guangdong Province also promised that they can provide the test kits if you want more. But the problem is the shipment, because this is very, very special shipment for this test cost. So, and also, we have a Chinese, Mr. Zhu, in Dominica. He also will provide some masks for Dominican government. Anyway, more materials will come.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you everyone. We come to the close of the ceremony, but before we depart, we'll have an official handover. Just to inform that although you are seeing 2 cartoons there, this is not what we received. We are just displaying that, for the handover, but we have much more, as you would have heard Minister said, the number of items, that was received. So now I invite Honorable Minister and Ambassador to do the official handover.
Minister,
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I really
It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
It's my pleasure.
But
So,
we can give a no.
yes, so we have to do much more for our friendship hospital here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
very
Minister.
much.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you, yes.
Wonderful.
So we are leaving.
Just
Huh?
We are leaving.
Yes, yes.